welcome back to my channel. This is Eminado Asika. I'm going to be teaching you guys today how to cut a straight pencil skirt. If you are new to this channel and you do not subscribe, please consider subscribing to my channel. Turn on the notification button so as to be notified each time a new video is being uploaded. Like and share my videos. Thank you. Alright, let's get started. Materials we'll be needing for this cutting. We'll need our brown paper. We'll be using our brown paper to do the cutting. We'll need our tape, our measuring tape. We'll need our marker. I'm going to be using marker so that it will be clear for you guys to see what I'm doing. Then we are going to be using our straight ruler and also our curved ruler. So let's get started. So now, instead of folding your brown paper this way, because it won't be able to reach for our hip measurement, instead we are going to the measurements we are going to be using for cutting this straight skirt. We are going to be needing our waist measurement, our hip measurement, and our full length measurements for the full length of the skirt. So the full length, so we are going to be drawing a straight line where our waist will be, so that we'll be able to identify where our waist measurement will be. We are going to be using full length of 20 to cut the skirt. Then our hip measurement. Most of us usually put our hip measurement at 9 from waist to hip. So that is what we are going to be using. From the waist to the hip is 9. And we're also going to be drawing a straight line where our hip measurement is. We are going to be using measurement of waist, which is 37, the hip is 40, and the full length is 20. So this is the measurement for our full length, which is 20. And don't forget, we are going to be doing the band for the skirt separate, just in case you want it to be a zip, you want it to have zipper, or you want it to have elastic, whichever one. So now we are going to be putting our measurements for the waist, which is 37. 37 divided by 4 is 9.2. So we are going to put in our 9.2 here. This is where our 9, this is our 9, then this is our 2. And we are going to be adding 2 inches allowance. Putting it at 11.2. So I have marked it. This is our 9.2 and this is our 11.2. Then also we are going to be putting our hip measurements. Our hip is 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10. So we put our measurement here and our 2 inches allowance. Don't forget to put your 2 inches allowance. Put your 2 inches allowance here. Then our full length is 20. This is where our 20 will be. We also draw a straight line. Just the way I did it here. So now we're going to be using our ruler to, first of all, we are going to start by marking then because it's a pencil skirt, we are not going to be putting it in the same place with where the hip measurement is. We are going to be making it curve. You also do the same thing. Don't forget your allowance. Always add your 2 inches allowance for the skirt not to be tight. So this is what we have here. This is what we have. So we are going to be taking our scissors. We are going to be cutting it out. Now we are going to take our scissors and cut it out. Cut it in the place where you mark for your 2 inches allowance. This 2 inches allowance is in order for the skirt not to be tight, so that even when you add, you can lose the skirt. So this is what we have here. If you open it up, you see the way it will be. This is what we have here. This is for the front of the skirt. If you open it up, this is what we have. Now this is for the front of the skirt. And we are going to be cutting the back of the skirt now. Now before I forget, you can also leave, you know, the length of our skirt is 20. You also leave folding allowance. You can decide to make it 1 inch. It depends on you, on your own choice. So we are going to be cutting the back of the skirt now. So we are going to be taking another brown paper. We fold it just the same way we did it. And this is the back of the skirt. So we are going to be leaving 2 inches allowance for the zipper, for the zip of the skirt. We are going to be leaving 2 inches allowance. Now we take the front part we have cut, we place it on the brown paper. Place it on the brown paper and leave 2 inches for the zipper, because this is a straight skirt with zipper. We are going to be leaving 2 inches. This is my 2 inches. This is my. We are going to be leaving 2 inches for the zipper, which is the back of the skirt. And now we are going. You can decide to use your pin to hold it, or you decide to place something on top. You can also decide to place something on top of the brown paper or the fabric or whatever you are using to cut, to avoid it from shifting, so that you won't make mistake. So this is the 2 inches. So now we are going to cut it out. So we have cut the back of the skirt. Now we are going to be dividing these 2 inches we left for the zipper. We are going to be dividing it from here, because this is where the zipper will be. And also, in case if you want your own to have slit at the back, or shaba, or whatever you guys call it, we are going to be cutting it all the way down. And then it's as simple as that. So I'm also going to be giving you guys an illustration. We are going to be using this pattern we cut. We put it on our fabric and then we cut our straight. Now for the band, which will be on top of the skirt, because we are going to be for the band because we are going to be adding a band on top of the skirt. So we are going to be using I'll be using our brown paper to show you how to do the band. So we are going to be measuring 5 inches for our band, which we are going to fold into 2 of 2.5 each. So this is our 5 inches. This is our 5 inches. We draw a straight line so that it will be in accordance with what we are doing. Draw a straight line from where you marked the 5 inches. Draw it down. This is what I've done. Then you use your scissors, cut it out with your scissors. Then you fold it into two this way. Fold it into two. This is what I've done. But before you do this, you are going to be checking the waist of your skirt. Remember, we added both our 2 inches. When you have sewn your skirt, you are going to measure the circumference. Yes, the circumference of the waist of the skirt that you have done. You measure it, then you know the length of the fabric that you are going to be cutting, the length that will be able to go around the skirt. You know the length that you are cutting before you cut it out on your fabric. You just take your tape and you measure the brown paper. For instance, if the circumference, for instance, or for example, if the circumference of the waist is 21, you are going to be measuring 21 on your fabric. You measure your 5 inches and you cut it out, and you'll be having 2.5. You'll be having 2.5. You are going to be folding it and sewing it on your skirt, the skirt waist.